Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our pre-match press conference to preview our game against Fulham. Just a quick reminder again on the microphone to hold it as close to your mouth as possible if you're using the mic today, so people can hear you at home. We'll start off with Vinny from Sky.
David, we've obviously touched on the away form in recent weeks. I just wonder what platform you feel you've given yourself with the wins at Brighton, Palace, Forest, the draws at Brentford and Wolves as well to really build on now, because that away form has been problematic for Everton over a number of years.
Yeah, it's probably helped us greatly in securing the points total to make sure that we weren't in the bottom three. So our away form's been good. We've had some really good results, but always there's another game round the corner, and the ones that we've played and done well and have now gone. But the players have done well, so hopefully we can try and keep that up.
Obviously, Abdoulaye Doucoure was missing last week. Is he available this week?
He's available this week, yeah. He had a personal issue, so that was why he missed the game last week.
He's been making noises that he wants to stay beyond this summer. Obviously, there's a number of contract situations. Are you able to give any update at the moment as to what progress you're making?
No, but it's good that they all want to stay, because I think they're feeling that the club's growing and we're getting good results and want to be part of it. So, that's good. I'm pleased he does, and I have to say, some of these games he's played very well in, but he's no spring chicken, so we have to make sure that we've got other replacements when required.
At this stage, have any of the outer contract players been offered new deals? Are you able to tell us who you want to stay? Yeah. You made decisions.
Well, we're making lots of decisions behind the scenes, and obviously we're not going to tell the media and let them know. We'll always tell the players and their agents before we would certainly let the media know. So any of that would remain private, and I'm sure in time you media boys will get the information as well.
Are you able to give us a time frame as to when you'd like it sorted? Because obviously there's that opportunity to not just say goodbye to Goodison.
No, well, I wouldn't give you press minute before I would give the players that time frame. So I would always look after the players and make sure the players know things first.
What can you tell us, if anything, about interest in Richarlison, bringing him back?
Somebody asked me that story, and look, Richarlison's a really good player and someone who I've liked, but I can only tell you there's zero truth in that from my side. Unless somebody else is spinning the story, it's certainly not from me.
Targets, though, I'd imagine identified and ready to move as and when.
Yeah, it's easy said, isn't it? Actually getting it done and getting things in place isn't quite as easy. A lot of things takes time. There's very little people talking about. You're sort of asking me questions about contracts and players and stuff like that. Well, there's people might be working on it and doing it, but there's nothing happening because players are all in contract at the moment, and managers are focusing on finishing the season and trying to finish the season well. So I would expect recruitment departments are probably working on it, but I would think the managers are focusing on the job, what they've got to do.
And you have got 3 games still to play, so we kind of touched on it as well. Other than wins, what else are you hoping for from these next 3 games?
That's three wins. I want us to finish strong. I want us to, as I said many times, it doesn't seem important that if you finish 17th, it keeps you out the bottom 3. But I think I'd rather try and finish 13th. I think that's about the best we could probably do. We have to try and aim for that. I think Everton have been poor for a good chunk of the start of the season, so they should be enjoying this bit just now. We want the players to keep the standards, keep the levels up, and they know what's required if they're going to keep winning games, and hopefully we can try and show that.
Marco, obviously one of the managers that's been here in between your time here as well. Yeah. So what do you make of the job that he's done at Fulham?
He's done a brilliant job at Fulham. Fulham don't look like, I'm going to use a yo-yo club. I remember when they came up from the Championship, they've stayed up, and I think that they've looked at a really, really good, solid club now. I think Marco's got a good recruitment team behind them. I think they've made good signings, and look, they're a very good side. They've got lots of good players.
What kind of a test then do you feel they are?
Well, every game's a test for us at the moment. Everybody we play is a challenge. They're higher in the league than us, so we go there probably as underdogs, but we'll go there trying to show that the same spirit we'll show in a lot of the other games away from home to try and get ourselves 3 points. But it is a difficult game.
Just to check, no fresh injury worries?
No, we'll get 1 or 2 knocks and niggles, which we'll look at. So we'll just get a couple of things we need to sort of keep our eye on.
Thanks, David. Good luck.
Cheers.
Thanks, Vinny. We'll go to Stuart at Premier League Productions.
Hi, David.
Hi, Stuart.
I think only Arsenal have conceded fewer away goals than Everton this season. I just wondered if that's something that you have worked on specifically to solidify things on the road?
No, I can't say that I have. I have to give Sean Dyche loads of praise for the team he left, and certainly the defensive unit has been terrific. So great praise. I think we've not got the most clean sheets, but Jordan and the boys at the back have done so well defensively. But it's nice to know that if you're good at one area and you're good defensively, it gives you a great platform to try and build from. So I think that's what I've tried to do. I've tried to use the great defensive unit, which in the numbers which they've had, we've tried to add more chances, more XGs, if that's a sexy enough word nowadays. Trying to score more goals, and I think we've done that as well. But I have to say, over the season, I think the defence is done very well.
And I just wondered, in these sort of end of season games, is it sometimes difficult to get the intensity that you obviously want as a manager?
I think all the Premier League games have got intensity. I think there can be games where it might not look it as if it is, but I think what the Premier League is got in abundance is intensity in the games. But I take your point that maybe this time of the season, you might think that maybe some of the games could go a little bit that way, and it possibly could. But hopefully we can keep it up. We're trying to build, and we're trying to keep it going and try and get a bit of consistency.
And I think it's 15 draws in the Premier League this season. I know
that's a big number, that, isn't it?
I know it's easier said than done, but is the next step to, I suppose, turn as many of those into wins?
Well, we certainly don't want to turn them into defeats, that's for sure. So if you can't win, then a draw is not a bad result. A lot of the games we've not been either quite good enough or done well enough to get over the line, possibly. But then we've had some really good draws when maybe we were up against it and we were able to pick a point up. So I think through the season you get your fair share of draws. We've had a few recently, but we've been playing a lot of really good sides recently. So let's hope that we can turn them into wins. But if not, then I'm more than happy to take the draws.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Stuart. We'll go to Julia, Radio Merseyside.
Hi there.
When you talk about picking up a point, sometimes it feels like a battling point, doesn't it? If you've gone behind, obviously against Ipswich, 2-0 up, and then to draw that. Has it felt a different atmosphere in here this week? And I know you were frustrated. Is it something do you sit down? Do you watch it back? Do you, or is it best sometimes not to watch it back?
Yeah, no, we do all that. We look back at bits which we actually thought we played well in lots of periods in the Ipswich game. We'd done a lot of good things, but we couldn't quite shake Ipswich off. But what we needed to do was get the third goal, and we didn't. And we had 2 or 3 opportunities, we didn't take it. But they scored a wonder goal, always kept them in the game, and it was pretty close from that point. So I was disappointed that we didn't win, but I wasn't disappointed with big parts of the game. I was really disappointed with the second goal we lost. 2 or 3 players didn't do as well as they should have done, but that happens in football, and for every goal you concede there, I'm sure you can always look for a problem. But lots of good things, and we're scoring goals. I remember coming in here and everybody was telling me, how are you going to score goals, how are you going to make goals? That's been something I think we've done a lot better, and we've just been talking about theirs as having one of the best away records in the Premier League as far as conceding goals, and I think we're one of the top teams in not conceding. So lots of that, the team and the players have done really well.
Are you getting closer to where you want to be then? I remember when you came back, I said to you, what will David Moyes Everton 2.0 look like? Is it getting close to what you want it to look like?
I think we've got a long way to go. I think I've been really pleased with the way players have done. They have worked and handled themselves brilliantly well. There's an incredible spirit amongst the players, I have to say. They're good for each other because they make sure everybody's fully engaged when you play for Everton, which is great. But obviously we want to try and make it better if we can, and we want to keep building on it. I hope we can build it quickly, but if we can't, then we need to go through the process and start building bit by bit.
You brought Dominic back on to the pitch at the weekend, which was good to see him back in action. Does this now give you sort of a choice, I guess, going forward? Because it's been Beto, really, because he was the only fit striker when you arrived. Is that better, having some competition up front?
Well, it's much better having competition. I mean, the truth was, my plan was not to really play Dom last week. But I just felt that the way the game was going, we might have just needed something with a bit of quality at the end of it, possibly to get us a goal. And that's why we gave Dom the last 15 minutes or so. So he's making his way back from what was a 3-month injury. So we want him back, we want competition. Beto gets a goal last week. So he's doing not bad, the big fella.
And finally from me, Harrison Armstrong, back with you, back in training as well with the first team here. Just sort of, have you seen him come back a different player now you've actually got him back into Finch Farm?
Well, he's back a different player because he's probably got, 25 championship games under his belt for a young boy, which is very good. He's only trained with 2 days this week. He's had a little bit of time off. We're expecting him probably to be involved with either England under 19s or under 18s possibly in the coming weeks. So we've just got to make sure that we get him some holiday time, some time off, but also keep him ready for that as well. We'll involve him in the summer series, and we'll involve him in the pre-season, and he'll get an opportunity. But we're really pleased he done well at Derby.
Thanks, Julia. We'll go to Carl at the Press Association.
Hi, David.
Hi, Carol.
Just a quick one from me. You said you go to Fulham as underdogs. I'm assuming that's a word you want to be using less frequently next season.
Yeah, I'm only saying probably factual. The league position would be the reason why we think that. There was a great point about our away record's been very good recently, so we go with lots of confidence and belief that we can get a result. But I think it's Fulham's results this season and how they've done have put them probably in that strong position.
But I mean, in terms of the actual word underdog, I mean, for a time in your first spell here, that was what you were billed as when you came up against the bigger sides.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when you were ahead of all the, you were sort of 6, 7, 8 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's the next step to make. Is to stop being underdog against teams like Fulham and Brentford and whoever.
Yeah, well, I think the position the club have been in over recent years have probably always been the underdog, so it's not just me. But I think that, just saying that, I probably think a lot of the games that Everton have gone into, other teams would probably looked as if they were favourites to win. But I think that what the players have done here, we've got them one at Brighton, we've had a great result at Crystal Palace. On the road, we lost to Chelsea, but it was a narrow defeat. So we've actually had some really good performances, maybe not always getting the results, but still think we'll probably go as underdog, but hoping that we can show what we can do.
Thanks, Carl. Any further questions in the open section before we move on? Yep.
Hi.
Hi there.
Beto was the man that got the goal in the reverse fixture back in October. Just how important is he as a player to your side in terms of the physical attributes that he can bring?
I think he's become a much more important player as the season's gone on. I think when we put him in the team initially, it was mainly down to Dom getting injury. So sometimes in football you need a bit of luck, you need an opening as well, and he got it with that situation. And so did I, because he was so good. Scored against Tottenham, scored in the other games. He's been a real handful. I think it was good. I think he's looking a lot more assured in a lot of things he's doing. There's things which he obviously we know he can do better. But it's not for the want of trying from Beto, and it's not for the effort he puts in training or the effort he puts in with extra work. He's really trying to make a mark. And let's be fair, he probably has in quite a few of the games this season.
Thanks very much. We'll now move on to the embargo section.
Thanks, David.
Cheers. Good stuff. Can we turn the spotlights off there? They're doing my tanning.
Carl, can you just knock the lights off there?
Cheers, David.
Are you done for the day again?